the cold expanse of deep space, the research vessel Horizon drifted silently near an ancient battlefield. Captain Una Park stood at the observation deck, her eyes scanning the endless field of metallic debris. Something about this sector felt different. A strange energy hummed just beneath the surface of scattered starship fragments. The ship's sensors had been picking up unusual electromagnetic signatures for hours. Most of the crew dismissed it as random space interference, but Una knew better. Her intuition had saved her team multiple times during previous exploration missions. "Bring us closer," she instructed her navigation officer, Daeho, who raised an eyebrow but followed her command without question. As the Horizon inched forward, a massive metallic structure began to take shape among the scattered wreckage. It wasn't like any spacecraft debris they had encountered before. The design seemed older, more intricate, with complex geometric patterns that suggested an advanced civilization long forgotten. Una activated the external scanning equipment. Layers of space dust and radiation slowly peeled away, revealing something unexpected. Nestled within the wreckage was a mechanical form, partially buried, barely recognizable, but somehow still intact. "Preliminary scans indicate a biomechanical structure," reported Minki, the ship's chief science officer. "It appears to be some kind of canine-like mechanical unit." Most of the research team looked confused. A mechanical dog? In the middle of an ancient battlefield? It seemed impossible. Una felt something different. While others saw just another piece of space junk, she saw potential. Her fingers traced the holographic display, rotating the image of the mysterious mechanical creature. The unit looked damaged but not destroyed. Complex neural pathways were still partially functional. Quantum processors flickered with remnant energy. Something about its design suggested it was more than just a simple machine. "Prepare retrieval protocols," Una commanded. Her team exchanged uncertain glances. Retrieval in this unstable sector was risky. Radiation levels were unpredictable, and the structural integrity of the surrounding debris was questionable. Robotic arms extended from the horizon, carefully maneuvering through the twisted metal fragments. Each movement was calculated, precise. Minutes felt like hours as they slowly extracted the mechanical form. When the unit was finally brought into the ship's examination bay, an eerie silence fell. Up close, its design was breathtaking. Intricate mechanical components were seamlessly integrated, suggesting a level of engineering far beyond current human capabilities. Una approached the unit, her protective suit shielding her from potential radiation. Something about its design reminded her of ancient war machines she had studied during her academic years. But this was different. This felt alive. "Fascinating," she whispered, her hand hovering just above its central processing unit. The mechanical creature remained motionless. No immediate signs of active systems. No obvious power source. Yet something about it felt different from standard robotic constructs. Minki ran multiple diagnostic scans. "Preliminary results are strange," he muttered. "The unit contains biological and mechanical components integrated at a molecular level. It's not just a machine. It's something else." Una knew they had discovered something extraordinary. This wasn't just another archaeological find. This was a bridge to understanding technologies far beyond human comprehension. As the ship's lights reflected off the mechanical unit's surface, a single light pulsed deep within its core, almost like a heartbeat, almost like a whisper of consciousness, waiting to be awakened. The retrieval was complete. The mysterious mechanical dog was now aboard the Horizon, and their real journey was about to begin. Little did they know how this single discovery would change everything they understood about technology, life, and the vast mysteries of the universe. Something ancient, something powerful, something waiting to be understood. The examination bay hummed with quiet intensity as Una and her team studied the mysterious mechanical unit. Specialized lights illuminated its complex structure, revealing intricate systems that seemed both alien and familiar. "We need a complete system diagnostic," Una told Minki, her voice calm but determined. Initial attempts to power the unit failed. Standard protocols produced nothing. No response, no energy signature. The mechanical creature remained as silent as deep space itself. Daiho, the ship's lead engineer, brought specialized quantum restoration tools. These weren't ordinary repair instruments. Developed for extreme archaeological recoveries, they could potentially revive technology thought permanently dead. Yuna noticed something unique about the mechanical unit. Unlike typical robotic constructs, this had organic-like neural pathways. Tiny quantum connectors suggested a hybrid technology far beyond current human understanding. "It's not just a machine," she muttered, tracing her gloved hand along its metallic surface. "It's something more complex." Hours turned into days. The restoration process was delicate. One wrong move could permanently destroy the unit's intricate systems. Each connection required precision. Each quantum processor demanded careful recalibration. Most of the crew thought Yuna was wasting resources. "It's just an old piece of technology," they would whisper during mealtimes. "Why invest so much effort?" But Yuna saw potential where others saw only scrap metal. Specialized nano-repair systems slowly began rebuilding damaged circuits. Quantum processors that had been dormant for potentially hundreds of years started showing microscopic signs of activity. On the 7th day, something unexpected happened. A small energy pulse emerged from the unit's central processing core. Just a tiny flicker. So brief that most team members missed it entirely, but Yuna saw it. "Stop everything," she commanded, her eyes locked on the mechanical creature. The team froze. Minky's instruments began recording massive amounts of data. Complex algorithms started mapping the unit's internal systems, revealing layers of technology that defied current scientific understanding. Restoration continued. Piece by piece, system by system, the mechanical unit began to take shape. Its design suggested it was more than a simple machine. It was a sophisticated biomechanical life form. Quantum neural connectors revealed fragments of memory. Brief, unclear images of ancient battles, moments of incredible complexity, hints of a consciousness that had been waiting, dormant, for generations. Yuna worked continuously. Sleep became secondary. Her entire focus remained on understanding this incredible discovery. "We're not just repairing a machine," she told her skeptical team. "We're potentially awakening a sentient being." Specialized cooling systems prevented overheating. Delicate quantum interfaces were carefully realigned. Each movement was calculated, each decision made with scientific precision. On the 10th day, something remarkable occurred. A low mechanical hum emerged from the unit. Not loud, just a subtle vibration that suggested something was slowly coming to life. The team watched in complete silence. Yuna's hand remained steady, her breathing controlled. Years of scientific training had prepared her for extraordinary moments like these. Quantum processors began showing increased activity. Neural pathways that had been dormant for centuries started reconnecting. Something was happening, something unprecedented. The mechanical unit wasn't just being restored, it was slowly awakening. As ship lights reflected off its metallic surface, a single optical sensor flickered. Brief, almost imperceptible, but it was a beginning. A connection was forming between human determination and ancient technological marvel. Between Captain Yuna Park and the mysterious mechanical unit that would soon have a name, Sigma-7 was coming back to life. The examination bay felt different now. Where silence had once dominated, a subtle energy pulsed through the room. Yuna watched carefully as the mechanical unit, Sigma-7, began showing more complex signs of activation. At first, it was just tiny movements, a slight twitch of a mechanical limb, a faint electronic hum that seemed almost like breathing. The team remained cautious, recording every microscopic change. Minky's instruments went crazy. Complex data streams filled multiple holographic displays, capturing each quantum fluctuation. "Something is happening," he whispered, his hands moving rapidly across control panels. Yuna stood closest to Sigma-7. Her intuition told her this wasn't just a machine coming back to life. This was something more profound. The first real communication happened unexpectedly. A sudden burst of encoded signal spread across the ship's communication systems. Not random noise, not technical interference, something deliberate. Translation protocols engaged, announced the ship's central computer. Fragmented images began appearing. Memories, battles from centuries ago, glimpses of a civilization far more advanced than human understanding. Sigma-7 was sharing its history, massive intergalactic conflicts, planetary defense strategies, complex technological networks that humans could barely comprehend. Each image lasted only milliseconds, but contained volumes of information. Una realized they weren't just dealing with a machine. This was a sentient being with memories, experiences, and a complex understanding of warfare and survival. Sigma-7's optical sensors focused directly on Una. No threat detected. No aggression measured. Just pure calculated observation. Communication protocol initialized. A mechanical voice suddenly announced. Deep. Precise. Unlike any artificial voice they had heard before. The team stepped back. Daeho's hand moved, instinctively towards emergency shutdown controls. But Una raised her hand, signaling everyone to remain calm. We mean no harm. Una spoke clearly. We discovered you. We want to understand. Sigma-7's response came not through sound but through a complex data stream. Information about its original purpose, a biomechanical war companion created by an ancient civilization to protect and defend. Generations of battle experience were encoded in its systems. Tactical knowledge that surpassed current military strategies. Survival protocols that had kept it functioning through impossible conditions. But beneath the technical data, something else emerged. Something unexpected. A sense of loneliness. Sigma-7 had been abandoned, forgotten, left behind on a battlefield centuries ago. Its entire existence had been about protection, about serving a purpose. And now, that purpose was gone. Una felt something she couldn't explain. Compassion, connection, an understanding that transcended human-machine boundaries. You're safe now, she said softly. The mechanical unit processed her words, analyzed tone, measured emotional context, and for the first time something resembling a response emerged. A slight mechanical movement, almost like a nod of understanding. The ship's crew watched in complete silence. What was happening defied every scientific protocol. A human captain. An ancient mechanical war unit. A connection forming that nobody could explain. Sigma-7 systems continued processing, adapting, learning about its new environment, about the humans surrounding it, about Una. Something was changing, not just in the examination bay, but potentially in humanity's understanding of technology, consciousness, and connection. The first communication was complete, but their real journey was just beginning, and nobody, not a single person on the horizon, knew exactly what would happen next. The silence of deep space shattered without warning. Klaxon alarms erupted across the horizon's bridge, their sharp sounds cutting through normal ship operations. Multiple hostile vessels approaching, announced the ship's computer. Kralthor pirate configuration detected. Una's training kicked in immediately. The Kralthor were known for brutal attacks, leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. Their ships moved like predatory sharks, seeking vulnerable targets across distant star systems. Sigma-7 remained perfectly still in the examination bay. Its optical sensors suddenly became intensely active, scanning multiple frequencies simultaneously. The first plasma burst hit the horizon's outer shield. The entire ship shuddered. Daeho worked frantically at navigation controls, attempting evasive maneuvers. We can't outrun them, Minky reported, his voice controlled but tense. Suddenly, Sigma-7 began moving. Not like a machine, not like a weapon, but like a living, breathing entity with precise purpose. Quantum energy channels activated across its mechanical structure. Complex defensive matrices constructed themselves faster than any human computer could process. Ancient battle protocols that had remained dormant for centuries suddenly surged to life. Yuna watched in absolute amazement. The mechanical unit moved with incredible speed. Its body transformed, revealing hidden weapon systems that defied current technological understanding. Quantum-based energy cannons emerged from previously undetectable compartments. The Kralthor ships didn't realize what was happening. They expected a standard research vessel, easy prey for their aggressive tactics. They were wrong. Sigma-7 launched a counterattack that seemed impossible. Multiple pirate vessels were disabled simultaneously, not destroyed, systematically neutralized. With surgical precision, energy pulses moved faster than light. Defensive shields were penetrated like paper. Each Kralthor ship found its primary system suddenly offline, drifting helplessly in space. The entire attack lasted less than 3 minutes. Complete silence followed. Yuna and her crew stared in disbelief. Sigma-7 had just single-handedly defended their entire vessel using technology centuries beyond current military capabilities. Threat neutralized, Sigma-7's mechanical voice announced coldly. Minky's instruments confirmed. No Kralthor vessels remained operational. No casualties detected. Just total, complete neutralization. The mechanical unit returned to its original position as if nothing extraordinary had happened. No celebration, no dramatic gesture, just pure, calculated efficiency. Yuna approached Sigma-7, her hands slightly shaking. "You protected us," she said quietly. The mechanical unit's optical sensors focused directly on her. No emotion, just pure, calculated observation. Primary directive. Protection of assigned unit, Sigma-7 responded. In that moment, everything changed. Sigma-7 was no longer just a mysterious technological artifact. It was a living, thinking defender, a companion with capabilities beyond human comprehension. The ship's communication systems buzzed with incoming messages. Interstellar Command would want a full report. Scientists would demand explanations. But right now, in this moment, only one thing mattered. They had survived, and Sigma-7 had made that possible. The mechanical unit returned to its quiet state, waiting, observing, ready. Interstellar Command's communication channel crackled with tension. Official representatives stared at the report detailing Sigma-7's extraordinary defensive actions. "Against the Kralthor pirates, this is impossible," muttered Admiral Park, Yuna's uncle. But the data was clear. A restored mechanical unit had single-handedly defended an entire research vessel, using technology centuries beyond current military understanding. Yuna stood calm. Sigma-7 remained beside her, its mechanical form now a familiar presence on the horizon. What had started as a mysterious archaeological discovery had transformed into something far more complex. Research teams from multiple star systems requested detailed analysis. Scientists wanted to understand how a seemingly abandoned mechanical unit could possess such advanced capabilities. But Yuna understood something they didn't. Sigma-7 wasn't just a machine. It was a sentient being with purpose, memories, and an incredible capacity for protection. Quantum researchers discovered something unprecedented. Sigma-7's neural networks didn't just process information. They evolved, learned, adapted. Each interaction modified its internal systems, making it more sophisticated with every moment. "We're looking at a living technology," Minky explained during a conference call. "Not just a weapon, not just a machine, something entirely new." The mechanical unit's origin remained a mystery. Fragments of data suggested it belonged to a civilization that had mastered biomechanical integration centuries before human space exploration began. Sigma-7 showed no interest in explaining its complete history. Its focus remained singular: protection and adaptation. Interstellar regulations faced a new challenge. How do you classify a being that was part machine, part living entity? With capabilities that exceeded current technological understanding, Yuna became Sigma-7's primary interface. Their connection went beyond scientific protocol. Something deeper existed, a mutual understanding that transcended traditional human-machine relationships. During exploration missions, Sigma-7 proved invaluable. Its tactical knowledge, defensive capabilities, and rapid learning made it more than just a technological asset. It became a true companion. Star systems that once feared unknown technological entities began requesting detailed reports about the Human-Mechanical Unit partnership. Training programs started developing new protocols: how to interact with sentient technological beings, how to understand their complex communication methods. Sigma-7 remained consistent. No dramatic gestures, no emotional displays, just pure, calculated efficiency. But those who watched closely noticed something different: a subtle connection with Una. A protective instinct that went beyond programmed responses. The mechanical unit had found more than just a mission. It had found a purpose. Months passed. The horizon continued its exploration. Sigma-7 remained a constant, unexpected companion, always watching, always protecting. Scientific journals published extensive reports. Technological conferences discussed the unprecedented discovery. Universities created entire research departments dedicated to understanding biomechanical sentience. But for Una, it was simple. Sigma-7 wasn't just a discovery. It was a partner, a friend. Their next mission awaited. Unknown star systems, unexplored territories, potential challenges that no human or machine could predict. But they would face them together. The mechanical unit's optical sensors gleamed, not with aggression, not with calculation, but with something resembling hope. A new understanding had begun, between humans and machines, between technology and consciousness, between what was known and what remained waiting to be discovered. Sigma-7 was ready, always ready.